Okay, what's happening, people? I just finished working out. I did some legs today, and my neck looks kind of skinny right now. Maybe? Like my head's just looking very big from my big poofy hair these days. So I just did some legs today, and I guess I was just thinking about, I was listening to these motivational videos on YouTube. A few of them were Kobe Bryant was one. Jocko Willink was one I was listening to. There was a few others kind of scattered throughout, but one of the things I was, I guess, just thinking about was that you always have the decision. I guess just how quitting is a decision, right? So most of all of this workout today, I didn't really feel like doing any of it. It was one of those days where I just kind of felt very peaceful and calm, and I felt like just kind of like sitting down in the sun and hanging out and chilling, and I've got nothing to do all of today, and so I was just kind of enjoying relaxing. I slept until like 7, which is kind of late for me, and I was just thinking about the idea of quitting, and to me, and I think it's just true, that quitting is a decision. It's something that you have made up in your mind that you are going to do, right? I think you always have an option. There's an option to either quit, right? Is to either fail and quit. I shouldn't even say fail. I should just say quit, because failing is a whole kind of a different thing. But you have the option to quit or to ignore those temptations and keep going. And to me, life is kind of always a battle between those two things, because we're always tempted to quit things, right? When we're doing things that are not particularly comfortable, we are always tempted with quitting, because quitting is the easiest, fastest, most direct route to comfort, right? As soon as you quit, the second that you quit, you are immediately, for the most part, greeted with comfort, and that's a hard thing to not cave into. When you know that comfort is literally like 1 second away, if you do choose to quit, it's right there on the other edge, on the other side. It's so easy to just be like, all right, fuck this, I'm out of here. I'm quitting. I'm done. And then you're greeted with this awesome, temporarily awesome feeling of comfort. The thing though with that is, when you do quit, that decision lasts it lasts your whole life. It'll never, that's something that you decided to do, and now it is there for really eternity, right? Because when you're making a decision, that's what happens. It's like you can't go back and change that anymore. So once you make the decision to quit, that is forever. One of the quotes that I live by, and that I've always told myself, consistently since I've heard this quote, is that pain is temporary, but if you quit, however, it lasts forever. And to me, that's just one of the most true, I guess, motivating things for me, is that I know that the pain I'm feeling now will go away, but if I quit, that's a decision that I've made that will last forever, right? So I kind of try to live by that quote, and so I don't quit, really on anything, and that's kind of the mind. And maybe it's not perfect, but I really do make an absolute effort in kind of with everything, and the way that I approach life is with that attitude of they're not gonna squeeze by. Maybe they can. Anyway, where else was I gonna go with this? Quitting is a decision. Pain is temporary. And the other thing I was gonna say is that when you force yourself to endure these painful experiences, you just feel so much more grateful and so satisfied later on down the road, like knowing that you did that last rep, or knowing that you did, you pushed through a little bit harder, and you actually challenged yourself. An hour, 2 hours, 2 days later, 40 years later, when you're on your deathbed or whatever, you're going to look back and be proud of those moments. Whereas if you were to have quit, it might feel like a simple, easy, insignificant thing to not do that. I just keep using the gym thing as an example, but if you were to bail and quit that last rep, that seems like a seemingly unimportant thing to do, right? But I think that those add up, and those things, if you consistently do those things, those add up, and then you're going to look back on those moments when you're 87, and you're going to be like, damn, I wish I just did, it's just one more, like it's just one single more rep. Of course you can do it. That's again, that kind of comes down to the option, is you are capable of doing it, right? You have the option to attempt to do it and give it everything that you have, or you have the option to take the easy road and quit. And the kind of the sad thing with where we are, with people today, is that I don't know any percentages or like what the statistics are, but quitting is the vast majority of people, and that's the popular option to take, is quitting. And there's this one guy. Here's another example too. I teach these. They're called Stone Monkeys. It's a youth program at this climbing place I work at. And there's this one guy who, his first day here, it was his first time into class, and he was I was belaying him, and he was climbing up this wall, and every single time he wasn't immediately able to like progress and make progress on the wall. He would say, I can't, and he would repeat these words over and over and over. He'd say, I can't. And I think that the word can't is it should be removed from our vocabulary. I really just don't believe in that word. I think that there's nothing good that comes from saying you can't do anything. The only thing that can happen is that becomes true. And now, by you saying that you can't, now you don't. I think that the words that you use and the things that you tell yourself are very powerful, and it dictates the way you live your life. And so I think that the word can't really just should not be ever said by anybody, honestly, because it's just, you can speak things into existence, in my opinion. If you say, I've mentioned this probably before, but I know Confucius, one of the other quotes I like to reference and live by is by Confucius, who said, he who says he can't and he who says he can are both usually right. I think that's how it goes, pretty sure. He who says he can and he who says he can't are both usually right. So I think it's just important to be really careful with the things that you tell yourself, and not say that you can't. And it's worth the pain, and it's worth the extra effort to go through this small thing that you're experiencing. It's worth going through that, so that when you're when you're in your hammock or laying on your bed that night, you can look back on that and be proud of what you had done, and not regret the decision of quitting. That's the main, I think, take-home point, is you will regret eventually the decision to quit. So I guess I don't want to beat a dead horse too much, but I think it's an important topic. So okay, that's where I'm at. Yeah. Whoa, buddy. Okay, see you tomorrow. Roger out.